So I sat over there and I thought, do I say this or not? So I'm going to say it. Many times when I first begin with a group at Impact, I always try to take them back to the vision that Pastor had when he began. And because I still have that paper and it's written down, and I remember him standing up here one Sunday, and he was talking about being at a graduation at, I think it was Rhema, and he was saying, you know, he saw those people coming down, and he didn't know if they knew how to do ministry. They had a degree, but he didn't know if they knew how to do ministry.
That's right.
And he wanted Impact to be a place to train people to do ministry.
That's good.
Now, this is what I'm going to tell you, okay? Now, in that vision, it says he wanted to teach pastors how to pastor. He wanted to train people who were going to be evangelists, how to be evangelists. People, if they were going to be prophets, how to be a prophet. But then there was a line in there, and see, and this includes you. Because many times we want to think ministry is only the fivefold ministry, but it's not. There's a line in there, and it says he wanted to help people who were in helps ministry to learn how to be effective in that. And then later on, I remember that there was like a shift in leadership in the body of Christ, just because there were certain people who had been ministers in the body of Christ for years, and they died. They died. And I remember I was sitting there one Sunday, and it was like you saw that leadership was gone, but people had to move up. And I realized that Pastor Whitfield was one of those people who had to move up.
That's right. That's good. That's good.
He had to move up in ministry to fulfill things. And for him to do that, we in this local body, we had to be able to take position to help support him.
Yes, yes.
So if you are a member here, you've got a place and a position. And you need to come to Impact. You may say, I'm not in fivefold ministry. I don't want to do any of that stuff. But I want to serve effectively here to support him.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, something happened to me last year. I had no idea. I'm going to tell you, when it happened, I had no idea what was going on. I really didn't. And I didn't learn until this year when it all came out. Pastor had to be gone. And originally, they called me and they said, we need you to do a week for Pastor at Impact, because he was doing some training. And I said, okay. And then they said, we need you to do a month. And I ended up doing 3 months for him teaching leadership. And I had never taught leadership. Pastor Ball, you remember that? Yeah. I never taught leadership at Impact. I taught all kind of things. And it wasn't until this year that I realized why I had to support our pastor in doing that. See, look, you've got to support him, because see, he's got to go and do the things that God has called him to do. So you need to get in your position. Don't think that you can't do it, because God has called you and he's willing to equip you.